workers who were brave enough to put themselves in harm's way to take care of people who were infected with the coronavirus and the danger of them getting infected. We did not want them to be without the equipment that they needed. So there was not enthusiasm about going out and everybody buying a mask or getting a mask. We were afraid that that would deter away from the people who really needed it.
Which is it, Fauci? Did the science change as you're alleging now, or were you lying as you stipulated then? Which is it, dude? Because guess what? This little thing called Google and the internet and YouTube, it allows us to keep track of your lies and then present them. Now, of course, the interviewer on the liberal station that Fauci was booked on over the weekend did not challenge him. Oh, if I could get Fauci in my grip on this show, we would know, okay, we know he's going to lie, so let's get Fauci from last year and play him the audio and say, well, which Fauci are we talking to today? Which one? When were you lying, sir? Were you lying then or are you lying now? Because it sounds like you're just a liar. Fauci, back in May of 2020, said that, kids aren't going to be going back to school. That's a bridge too far. We can't go back to school with kids until we have a vaccination for every person in this country. Then he changed his tune. Fauci also said that you had to wear a mask even if you were vaccinated. That was in response to a back and forth with Rand Paul. And that Rand Paul said, well, look, if you're vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask. And Fauci's like, sir, you're wrong. You're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. You're wrong. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. And the liberal media was like, oh, yes, that's right. Anthony Fauci says so. And that means that Dr. Rand Paul he's a liar. He's trying to get us all in trouble. He's going to try to put you at risk. No, Fauci had it wrong. No, he didn't even offer an apology. Fauci said that there was no way that we could have had COVID-19 developed in a Chinese lab in Wuhan. Absolutely impossible, and that everyone knows it was naturally transmitted. Now the data has basically the monolith government kicking and screaming with FOIA requests, public records requests. Then we find out that he's telling friends you don't have to wear a mask. Which is it, Fauci? When it comes to mask mandates and lockdowns, Fauci said, well, here are the data points that we are using to impose the mask mandate back in August of 2020. The average caseload was 38,000 cases per day during that week. And he said that the caseload was so great that you had to have masks. Then when they lifted the mask mandate, we were still at 48,000 per week, 10,000 more per day on average for that week than we were in August. But suddenly, bam, we don't need the mask mandate. Fauci said, we aren't going to be able to get rid of the masks until we're at herd immunity, 75 to 85% vaccination rate. Well, when the mask mandate was lifted, we were at 38% nationwide back in early May. Which is it, Fauci? What data are you using? What standard are you setting? Does anyone in the media keep track of this guy's stuff? Of course not. But everyone hangs on his latest word because he's Dr. Fauci. Guess what? Dr. Fauci's coming to my cocktail party tonight. Oh, I have to get an invite into Georgetown. Oh, it's so wonderful. Fauci's here. He is the guardian, according to Time magazine. Look, the guy gets things wrong. He's not infallible. In fact, he's quite dangerous and arrogant and needs to be held to account for his mistakes. I didn't expect perfection. I do expect honesty. I expect transparency when it comes to if the data changes, then let us know. But you sit here as though you made no mistake every step of the way, and as though we're crazy for saying that you flip-flopped or that we're anti-science. We're the bad people. Coming up, Fauci actually invokes Hitler. Oh, dude, off the cross. You're no martyr. Stop it. First traffic.
In the North County, there's a crash now in Carlsbad, southbound 5 at Cannon. Several vehicles involved in that. Traffic was already slow from Highway 76 to Santa Fe Drive and very heavy from the 78 now because of this crash. Also some delays into the South Bay on South 5 from Imperial through National City. This report is sponsored by Grapes from California. I'm Joe Eager. Kogo's next, real-time traffic at 3:56.
The California table grape farming community works hard to provide fresh, healthy grapes every season. Please stand with California growers and farm workers whose livelihoods depend on you choosing California grapes over imports when you shop. Your support matters.
Hey, it's producer Travis here to talk to you about the George Chamberlain Community Leadership Award. The George Chamberlain Community Leadership Award was created to honor Kogo's late business editor who spent many years working in the community. It celebrates the efforts of local heroes making a difference. Submit a nomination at Kogo.com, keyword Chamberlain. Brought to you by SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it's better.
Turn to News Radio.
Here's Something Good from the Seneca Women Podcast Network and iHeartRadio is a great way to start your day on the positive side of life. Brought to you in partnership with Bounty Paper Towels. Check out our episode on home hygiene. It has excellent advice from a doctor who's an infectious disease specialist, and you'll also get some great cleaning tips from Bounty Paper Towels. They not only make cleaning more convenient, but they also leave your surfaces cleaner than used dishcloths, and they're disposable. For great advice and tips, listen to the Here's Something Good podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
To remind pet owners that Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge, we're making a really cute pet-themed radio commercial. Hear that snoring? 2 sleeping puppies. Oh, they're awake! And they're heading over to that cute chubby baby that's just sitting there. What? Oh, now they're licking his face. Words will never do this justice. You'll just have to picture it.
Get coverage for your pets with an auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy term.
Hi, break time?
I know you.
I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. It seems like you take care of yourself.
I do. I play tennis. I try to eat well.
What about screening for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. Colon cancer is more treatable when it's caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and is used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit requestcologuard.com.
I'm on it.
Excellent.
Sitting down? How's your posture? Did you just shift in your seat? On the move? Are you strutting or shuffling? Time to change it up. Raise both arms if you're ready to say goodbye to anything that holds you back. That's right. Let the world see those underarms, because when your body language is open, your confidence shows. Dove Advanced Care Antiperspirant's new formula with natural oil delivers effective protection and is kind to skin, leaving underarms feeling healthy and protected, and you more confident and carefree.
Life hacks. What would life be without them? Like using candle wax to loosen a stuck zipper. Here's another life hack. Now you can get the same high-quality insurance from Allstate, but at a new low rate. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Not available in every state. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Here's good news. Even with high unemployment, there's still a need for hundreds of thousands of cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. right now. And My Computer Career is training people to help meet the demand. No IT experience? No problem. Take the free career evaluation today at mycomputercareer.edu. Start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Hey, it's Bethany Frankel, and I am thrilled to announce that my podcast, Just Be with Bethany Frankel, is back and bigger than ever with new conversations with disruptors like Matthew McConaughey.
I think that day is when he goes, I was a good father to him. I raised him to have this confidence to go, I'm going my own way, I'm breaking out.
Kelly Ripa.
Nobody handed me anything, and I fought really hard for everything I had.
And so many more. Listen to Just Be with Bethany Frankel on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, so, Fauci out there getting caught in all these lies. There's no way to sugarcoat it. It's not just him being mistaken. Lies. I didn't say that. Well, here's the audio, Mr. Fauci. Don't even call him doctor anymore. Just call him Mr. And so then he starts getting criticized for some pretty important mistakes and lies. Questions that are being asked about his role in funding the Wuhan Institute or in trying to throw us off the trail of pursuing the Wuhan Institute. And, obviously he's conflicted in that because he was a major funder of that group. So then we find that he decides to try to rope the rest of the scientific community in. So last week, on the weekend shows, he said that if you criticize him, you're not criticizing Fauci. He even used the third person. You're criticizing all scientists. You're criticizing science as a whole, the scientific community, the scientific process, and the integrity of research. So in other words, he's trying to rope scientists into backing him. And a lot of scientists are watching him saying, dude, you're caught. This is not the way that you can go about research. And you can't be lying to Congress or changing your tune and having your own self on video just a few weeks prior with an 180-degree opposite point of view. So now it's not just you're criticizing the scientific community. Oh, no. Now Fauci says that he's such a victim that people are saying that he's like Hitler, audio 4.
The nonsense that's going on now, the stuff that's being thrown around, criminal charges, blood on your hands. What in God's name are you talking about? The more extreme they get, the more obvious how political it is.
Wait, stop right there. Blood on your hands, criminal. Look, if you lie to Congress about not funding Wuhan Institute for gain-of-function research or just not even funding them, period, which is that was your testimony, then we have a right to say, hey, did you lie to Congress? That seems to be a pretty big issue. People have been prosecuted for lesser misstatements to Congress than you've apparently been caught in. When you talk about supporting the blind shutdown of our schools, blood on your hands, oh yeah. Take a look at the mental health challenges and teen suicide spikes that we saw last year. What did you do? You gave the wrong point of view. You didn't even correct the record. And then you flip-flopped in the fall when the evidence was overwhelmingly in favor of reopening schools. List goes on and on and on. I'm not saying that this is the worst guy ever. Again, I don't expect perfection. I do expect integrity, honesty, transparency, and a little humility when you get it wrong. Let's pick it up from there.
Like Fauci is like Hitler. Fauci has blood on his hands. Are you kidding me? I mean, anybody who's just thinking about this in a dispassionate way has got to say, what the heck are those people talking about? Here's a guy whose entire life has been devoted to saving lives, and now you're telling me he's like Hitler? Come on, folks, get real.
Oh, the martyr. This is a guy. He's talking about himself, all right? This guy is talking about the third person. If you doubted that all of the fluffery from the liberal media, the sexiest man alive nonsense, what are you, blind? Sexiest man alive nonsense from last year with Fauci. The guardian of humanity, which is what Time magazine made him. The guardian of humanity. If you think that this has not gone to his head, the guy is now talking in the third person. Next, he'll be pulling out the royal we. Maybe it's his multiple personalities. Maybe that's a better explanation for all the times he's flip-flopped. Oh, it wasn't me. It was my multiple personality, Jorge. When you look at this, the other thing that's quite interesting is the left loves to invoke Hitler. And they love to call people on the right Hitler and racist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, now their golden boy is being compared to Hitler. I've never compared Fauci to Hitler. I don't think the comparison's appropriate. I don't think it's an equal I don't think it fits. I do think that he's fallible. I do think that he's arrogant. I do think that someone with that much power and arrogance is darn right dangerous. And we've seen the consequences of putting blind faith in someone who's consistently not been consistent. That's the issue we're raising. That is the problem that we're having. You've accepted the infallibility pedestal. You're gleeful about it, dude. You're the one who went on national television in September and October and trashed President Trump, which is against the integrity and ethics rules of being a civil servant. You're the one who lied about, I was told I couldn't tell the truth in the Trump administration. Oh, how refreshing it is to be in an administration where they actually let us tell the truth. No one asked him, well, what were you told to lie about? And were you lying then or are you lying now, sir? Nope. It was useful fodder for the left. The media loved what he had to say because it fit their narrative. A venerated Dr. Fauci. They are starting to turn on him, by the way. Slowly but surely. Coming up, we got to get into this controversy right here in Coronado with two teams, Coronado and Escondido, and what is disgraceful conduct. Disgraceful. I don't think there's anything we can say about it other than that it is disgraceful and the children, the students involved need to be punished. But there is also a risk of overreach. Coming up, the tortilla incident between Coronado High School and Escondido's Orange Glen High School. First traffic.
In Carlsbad, there's a crash southbound 5 at Cannon. Traffic's coming to a stop at Highway 76 and then slowing from Lucadia to Santa Fe. South 805 delays from La Jolla Village to the 15 and South 5's busy from Imperial through National City. I'm Joe Eager. Kogo's next real-time traffic at 4:03.
We all have wished at one time or another.
Hear Something Good from the Seneca Women Podcast Network and iHeartRadio is a great way to start your day on the positive side of life. Brought to you in partnership with Bounty Paper Towels. Check out our episode on home hygiene. It has excellent advice from a doctor who's an infectious disease specialist, and you'll also get some great cleaning tips from Bounty Paper Towels. They not only make cleaning more convenient, but they also leave your surfaces cleaner than used dishcloths, and they're disposable. For great advice and tips, listen to the Hear Something Good podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Nya nya nya. Ba. Ba. Babue. Zimbabwe. The broken Bunsen burner burns so bright. Southeast Asian Peninsula.
Hey, Jamie?
Yes?
I think the only line we need from you today is drivers who switch to progressive could save big.
Cool. I just got to finish my warm-ups. Foul, throw in the towel. History.
Switch to Progressive today.
Santa ski slalom in a salmon skin suit.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Designer face masks, DIY haircuts. In a world full of things you never thought possible, here's one more. Now you can get the same high-quality insurance from Allstate, but at a new low rate. Drivers who switched and saved average $718. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Reported average annual savings from switching auto by new customers surveyed who saved with Allstate in 2019. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Not available in every state. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Here's good news. Even with high unemployment, there's still a need for hundreds of thousands of cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. right now. And My Computer Career is training people to help meet the demand. No IT experience? No problem. Take the free career evaluation today at mycomputercareer.edu. Start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/iHeart. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/iHeart. That's ZipRecruiter.com/iHeart. ZipRecruiter.com/iHeart.
There's Father's Day, and then there's Father's Day at Lowe's, where Dad can experience it all, like a Craftsman 224-piece mech set for $129, and a Blackstone griddle starter kit including cover and accessories for $198. So this year, let Dad loose at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. While supplies last, Craftsman tool set and Blackstone griddle starter kit offer available 6/10 through 6/23, U.S. only.
Looking back at the world of sports, it's the iHeartRadio Weekend Sports Time Capsule.
What's happening, fellow sports fans? It's Andy West. Let's take a look back on what happened this week in sports history. We'll start off in 1922. The American Professional Football Association is renamed the National Football League. Staying in 1922 and the NFL, the Chicago Staleys become the Chicago Bears.
Play ball!
This week in 1936, Joe DiMaggio becomes the 5th player to hit 2 home runs in 1 inning. This week in 1948, Joe Louis defeats Jersey Joe Walcott to retain the heavyweight championship. It was the 25th and final time that Louis successfully defended his belt. Louis announced his retirement in March of 1949. Jumping ahead,
KOGO and KMYI HD2 San Diego. Live, local, breaking.
He's the first active NFL player to come out. A Maryland Hyder in the Kogo News Center. A defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders, Carl Nassib, has announced he's gay. He made the announcement in a video on Instagram today where he also said he's donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project. That is the nation's largest organization for suicide prevention for LGBTQ youth. Coronado police are among the agencies investigating a basketball game championship in which the team from Coronado High threw tortillas at players at Orange Glen, a school made up of primarily Hispanic students. The police department posted its displeasure on their Facebook page.
They are extremely disturbed by the behavior of some of those attending the basketball game, calling their actions unacceptable, adding officers were able to identify the adult male who brought the tortillas to the game. The Coronado Unified School District releasing this statement extending a full and formal apology to the Orange Glen High School athletes, saying in part they fully condemn the racism, classism, and colorism which fueled the actions of the perpetrators, adding they have called for an emergency meeting where they will hear the results from the investigation and consider additional actions that may be taken.
That's Marie Cornell with our reporting partner, 10 News. The Supreme Court ruled unanimously the NCAA's cap on athletic compensation related to education violated antitrust laws. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the administration applauds the ruling.
Our view is that, of course, NCAA student athletes work very hard
both on the athletic field and in the classroom. I'm a retired one myself. And today's decision recognizes that, as with all Americans, their hard work should not be exploited.
The ruling is separate from any lawsuit pertaining to student athletes receiving any monetary compensation from the NCAA. Police are on the scene of a shooting that left an officer dead in a suburb of Denver. An FBI agent says backers of former President Trump talked about starting a revolution before the January 6th attack on the Capitol. NBC News reports in a court filing featuring comments from FBI Special Agent Patricia Norton. She claims